So I want to quickly show you what Lightsail looks like. We're not going to play much with it, but I want to show you what it looks like. So Lightsail, as you can see, looks nothing like AWS. It is a separate service because it doesn't have any kind of good integrations with AWS. So let's get started with Lightsail. Then you need to create an instance, and so say where is this going to be. And so as you can see, you can change the region and the AZ from here for that instance, and there's limited amount of regions available to you. So for example, we can say, okay, I want one in Ireland. Then, based on where you select your instance to be, you're going to get some parameters to configure your instance, but you're going to get a lot less. So you can pick an instance image, which would correspond to an AMI, but again, all these things are hidden from you in Lightsail. And so, for example, we can say, okay, we want to use a blueprint, such as a template, and we can use the OS only. This would be very similar to EC2, but we can go with app and OS. For example, we can say, okay, I want to launch a WordPress website right now. And you click on this and you have a WordPress website. So as you can see, Lightsail is a much lighter, as the name indicates, and it's really meant for you to be quickly up and going on AWS without understanding the entire infrastructure that goes behind it. So this is for very simple applications. So we can have an optional launch script, which is an EC2 use data. We can change the SSH key pair if you wanted to, but as you can see, all these things are kind of hidden. They don't want you to modify these parameters right away. The cool thing here is the instance plan. So we have a lot less customization here. We don't see the EC2 instance types. We just see some instances with a price indicated. So it's easy to understand the price is going to cost me. For example, this one will cost me 3.5 USD, but the first month is going to be free. So maybe that's the one I want. And we can see how much RAM, CPU I get, and disk space. So this is really, really easy to use. As you can see, we don't have that many instance types possible. We can go all the way to one that costs $160 per month, and we see 32 gigabytes of memory, 8 vCPU, 640 SSD, and 7 terabytes of network transfer. So fairly easy. I'm going to just pick this one because it's in the free tier, and then you have to make sure you delete it at the end. So it's going to be WordPress 1, and I will create this instance. So as we can see here, no security groups, no networking, no EBS volumes. Really, it's meant to be very, very simple, and that's the main idea behind Lightsail. So while this instance is pending, again, we could go ahead and create a database. So you could create a database, and again, this is not RDS, this is Lightsail, so it's going to be much more easy. You choose again the region and the AZ, you pick the database type, and then you can specify some credentials for the login if you want standard database or high availability, and then the price you're willing to pay. And again, this database right here will get you the first month free, but then it would be $15 per month. So as you can see, again, it's a very simplified version of AWS, hence the name Lightsail. We could do the same with networking. I won't show you right now, but you can create all these three things, including a load balancer in the networking section. We could do storage to get some more storage disk and snapshots for your backup. So this is a very simplified one view of AWS. Now let's look at our WordPress. So here, if I click here, this actually gets me into an SSH terminal into my EC2 instance. So I need to wait a little bit for it to boot up. So if I now try again, I'm able to connect to my instance using a version of SSH through the browser. So again, it's really intended to be very easy to be used. So we're not going to do any commands on the SSH, but as we can see, a WordPress was deployed, and so I can click on it and view it, and then we can connect using SSH again from the same thing. But if we look at the public IP that is running and open this in a new tab, then we're going to connect into our WordPress instance. And so we are getting our Hello World blog, and I'm not a WordPress expert, so I'm not going to show you how to modify this, but the idea is that yes, something is being created on our instance, and that was very, very easy. So Lightsail, I hope you get an idea of what it is. It's meant to be a lightweight version of AWS, but it's not something you're going to use in your job, I believe, as an AWS developer, sysops, cloud practitioner, solutions architect, etc., etc. Still, a good idea to know about the service, and it can come up at the exam, usually as a distractor, very, very rarely as a service you should get the answer of. So that's it. When you're done, please make sure to delete that instance. So you click on delete and then delete the instance so that you don't incur any charges. So that's it. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next lecture.